We are here because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has a new trailer, and we are super excited to go through and watch it and see what we can see. And then we cut back over to Zack's reality, where he dumps Cloud off on, I don't remember what her name.
You notice that it's full of you know, like muscular guy, first hot girl, hey, hold my friend, mate.
That's true. He does just dump her off on the first girl. There's like this dude right there, and he had to walk past him.
First cute girl, yeah, first cute girl. Hey, you cute, hold my friend in there.
You can see the look on her face too. She's like, yeah, she's kind of like, why would you give him to me? Like, what? Who are you? And what is going on here? Like, whoa. Yeah, he just totally walks past that dude, and then the other dude right there too. Just
exactly.
Straight to the girl.
Excuse me. Could you look after my friend?
It's twice your weight. No worries. We'll handle it.
Trying to hook up Cloud. Yeah, this guy. I don't know who this guy is. You have any idea who this is? I don't remember anybody with that kind of facial hair in the original game.
No, but he wears a cloak like one of FFVIIRebirth.
He looks like it, but it's a bit cleaner. I mean, it's I mean, you can't really see it very well. You can see him here too, and we can't see his back. They all have the white thing on the back. We never see his back because, you know, when it shows from behind, he's already turned around. So
he's looking quite intensely at Rufus. So maybe he has some grudge against Shinra.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is a new character or if this is somebody that we already know. I mean, it's obviously, I don't think it's Sid in disguise. That would make no sense.
No.
There's no way it's Sid. So yeah, I was racking my brain. Who could this guy possibly be? And then I was like, maybe he's somebody from Crisis Core, but I don't know. I don't know.
If that's Sid with such a hairdo, I'd be disappointed.
yeah. No, I don't think it's Sid. But yeah, I'm trying. I was racking my brain. I was like, who could this possibly be? Maybe it's somebody from one of the books. Maybe it's an entirely new character. I don't know. I don't think it's a Sephiroth clone though.
I'm just enjoying the details in the background. You know, the colonnade and everything. It's really a pretty game.
Oh yeah, no, this is one thing that I've noticed. Like the backgrounds look really good. You've seen like a lot of the things that people are posting about, like the background characters for Spider-Man or the background characters for Starfield. You know, they're not that animated, but then you look at, like, you know,
but especially when you get out of especially when you get out of Starfield with the engines they used for Skyrim, the stuff is like, I'm generating stuff. Wait a second.
Yeah, but then you look at like the faces here and here and here of these, you know, these are just background characters. You know, we're never gonna see them again. But you know, they did a pretty good job with making them look good. Yeah. You know, like even like, you know, the way she's kind of like, you know, closing her eyes and everything. So they put a lot of work into the animation. I mean, these are all pre-rendered, obviously.
But still, the PS5 is doing well.
Yeah, no, it's doing very well. And yeah, even more than that, I would say Square Enix is doing very well because they just put a lot of attention into it, and yeah, you know, this is like, yeah, you can see like you know, they're cheering in different ways. You know, that guy's doing like a kind of like a thing. So yeah, they did a really good job with it. So yeah, and then this is what gets me though, is she's swimming in Lifestream.
Oh, yes,
but that should be after Northern Crater. Right?
Oh yes, it should be, unless this is no, that's not a flashback. That wouldn't make sense.
Because usually, the only way I can think that this could possibly, because it sounds like the voice of who's talking about the weapons here kind of sounds like Red 13.
But again, right here, she falls into the stream, and then she's like, weapon, and weapon is Northern Crater, right? With Hojo and the one that discovers the weapons. And then right after, the Sapphire goes to attack Junon and then fire.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense that this order is just, how did they make this? Because I'd like to see if Iris is still there at this time.
Yeah, I don't know. So what I'm thinking though is, because it sounds like, because she says a weapon, and she says it like, you know, like her mouth is moving right there. She says it, so she says it when she's in. She says it. Yeah, and then I think it's Red 13's voice who says, you know, oh, a weapon, it's good, created by the planet, blah 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 blah. So I think that this might be If I had to guess, I would guess that this is in Cosmo Canyon, and this is some kind of like vision or simulation that's kind of showing them what's going on. So that's my kind of
No,
guess. But
I can't do this guess simply because we see the Junon cannon firing at the weapon
well, we
at
see
the
it
beginning of the
firing. We don't
clip.
see what it
So
fires at. Could be an
the only
inaugural
time
thing.
the only time it fires are firing at the weapon from Junon, and then it moves to Midgard to shoot at the crater.
And then it shoots the diamond weapon, so it shoots 3 times.
Yes, well, no, it shoots the diamonds while on the way to the crater.
Oh, right. Yeah. It goes through
It's
diamond.
collateral damage.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, mate, we didn't see you there.
The other thing is that
Okay.
this might be something entirely new, because looking at it, this does not look like. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say this is supposed to be Emerald Weapon, but it doesn't look anything like
Yes.
Emerald Weapon. It doesn't look like Sapphire Weapon, and those are the two that are in the water. It's clearly not Ruby or Diamond. So it's got
No.
like fins. It's got kind of gills going on. So it's clearly aquatic. So that should be Sapphire or Emerald, and I would assume
Emerald.
Sapphire, but it doesn't look like either one. It's kind of a so, and it's really small. Like right here, it looks pretty small. So yeah, I don't know. So that's why I'm wondering if maybe this is just kind of like a vision kind of thing and not an actual.
Maybe if you go to the sub level of Junon, but that's not where you get the submarine, right? Because if you went under Junon, maybe you could see the Sapphire weapon swimming around.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. No, they were all in Northern Crater, weren't they? Because don't they all come out?
Yes, before they all come out, they were there. So
I don't know.
So yeah, somehow or another, the event of the Northern Crater must have happened earlier in the story.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be entirely new.
Another reality, maybe, as you said.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a completely new weapon. This could be a Jade weapon or something. I don't know.
Otherwise, we just made a mistake. It doesn't end in the City of the Ancient. It just ends much later than that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know for a fact that's true, but that's what I heard. But yeah, I don't know. It could go.
It ends with the. That could be the end of the game where the weapons wake up and Rufus goes crazy on the weapon with the cannon.
Yeah, possibly. And as you suggested, they might do things out of order. So if they do things out of order, yeah, they might reveal the weapons earlier or something like that, which might explain.
It just sounds like a lot of content for one game.
They said that this game has over 100 hours of content, and the side content alone is more than the main quest of Final Fantasy Remake.
Ooh,
so there's the side quest content alone is more than the main quest of the first game. So this, and that's why it's 2 discs. That's why it's so big.
Is that strange that I'm actually more interested by this one than the original FF7 remake?
No, I don't think so at all.
Tutelary creatures.
Just the combat system
only to appear.
Yeah, and then for you, it's good because apparently also, I mean, we'll get to Vincent in a second, but apparently Remake is. There's only 3 months exclusivity this time, so it'll come to PC 3 months later, not 6. So that's good because the original one was supposed to be 6 and 16 was 6, but this one's only 3. And it'll be on PC.
Within the next 2 years, I will be able to play 16, Remake, Integrate, and Rebirth.
Mm-hmm. Now within the next, this comes out in February, I think, right? Is that what it said?
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of content for me to play. I'm as I said before the show, I'm still like 3 or 4 games that I started and never finished.
Fair enough.
Go easy on me, please.
That's how I kind of feel. And yep, and then here we get Vincent, obviously, so he's going to show up. We haven't seen him fight though, so yeah, I don't know if he's going to be fightable or not.
When worlds merge.
And this part here is something that I'm wondering if it's a flashback, because that is very clearly a Fate ghost. That's one of the Watchers of Fate, which supposedly we destroyed them in the first game. So the fact that we see this makes me wonder if this is supposed to be like a recap of the first game, or kind of like a flashback.
Well, the one wing angel is really when you're supposed to to fight him at the very end of the game.
Yeah, but he shows up in Remake and we fight him and he's got 1 wing.
Yeah, but because the 1-wing angel is a real Sephiroth, before you're supposed to find on Genova. So I don't know. I haven't played Integrate, so I don't know how the event come out. So for me, this is really Sephiroth.
Yeah, this should be really Sephiroth. But if you're following what people suspect, then this is the real Sephiroth who has traveled back through time to reattempt his timeline.
If he traveled back through time, he should wipe the floor with anyone and everyone.
Well, that was the thing about that was the argument with the Fate Ghosts, is people were saying that Sephiroth is he went through, he lost, went to Advent Children, he lost again, and he thinks, okay, I'm gonna go back and I'm going to use my time travel shenanigans and I'm gonna succeed this time. But he can't, because time, the Watchers of Fate want things to play out the way they're supposed to play out. So he basically has to trick you guys into destroying Fate, and by getting you guys to destroy Fate, then that will allow him to change the future.
And then you end up in the Marvel multiverse.
Basically. Yeah, now there's 3 universes, yeah. And then that's part of the reason why Zack can survive now, is because we've destroyed the entire time continuum. So
yeah, but if Sephiroth really go back in the past with or without Zack, Sephiroth cannot lose. He's just too OP.
He is. Yeah. And he's more OP now, because this is yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
Also, he seems to be very personal with Cloud, which he wasn't very personal with Cloud in the first one.
No, that's not. I remember clearly the Sephiroth. Who?
Yeah. He's like, you're just some clone. Like, I don't know.
Ooh, no, that was Zack. I was, the flashback. That was Zack. That wasn't you. You were the guy in the background covered by your helmet. So,
yeah.
Don't remember you. Don't take it personally, though, right?
Yeah. So, and then so it'll come out on February 29th, and
on 2 discs.
On 2 discs, yeah. So it's gonna be huge.
Do you think the two disc is also a reference to the original games, which were on the 3, 4, 5?
I think the original one was on 3. And then Final Fantasy 8 was on 4.
And 9 as well.
Yeah, 9 was on 3 or 4. But I think it's one of those things where they just wanted to make the game huge, and then they did make the game huge, and then they were like, oh, this is not going to fit on 1 disc. Oh, let's put it on multiple discs. It's a throwback. Okay, that's kind of convenient. So I think it was more of those things where it's like more like it's convenient. Like, all right, it's cool. It's a nice little...
Okay, but what the point of saying on 2 disc with a physical edition? I understand, but most everyone is just gonna get it in how do you say, digital edition.
Yeah.
Therefore, you don't have discs. Therefore, you just download the whole game at once, like on a computer. So 1 or 2 discs, you don't really care.
Yeah. I don't know how it's gonna work on. I'm kind of wondering that with the download, like, because I'll probably get a digital download, and I'm like, is it just gonna be a huge, massive file, or are you gonna actually, or is it gonna be 2 separate downloads? I don't know how that'll work.
Maybe it's a 2 separate download to let you delete some of the data in between.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is like, are we getting to the point where, because obviously games are getting huge now. Are we getting to the point where, like, okay, we're gonna have a game, download half the game, play it, it saves a state, it gives you a save state, and then okay, download the second half of the game and then continue. I don't know. We might be at that point.
It's just that you have time to order an extra memory slot for your PS5.
Yeah, I recently upgraded. So,
just a second.
We can edit this out.
Yeah, no, it's just that he's screaming like crazy. He just saw me talk here.
All right, and anyway. That basically takes us to the end of it.
Already? That was fast.
Yep. That was fast. It's 41 minutes later.
Oh yeah, so Twin Pack, you can order, if you didn't do the remake and integrate, you can order everything at once.
Yep, you can, which I don't know how many people there are going to be who didn't get the first one. I don't know how many people are going to be jumping into the second one without having played the first one. Although there might be some people.
Can you really do Rebirth without doing the first two? Because
I mean,
I would have thought
it's physically possible.
Yeah, physically, yes, of course. But I mean, like, I would have gone into Rebirth with my memories of the original one. But of course, you talked about fate and new realities and stuff, which makes me think that there's things in Remake and Integrate that I need to do if I want to play Rebirth and understand everything. Otherwise, it's just gonna be suppositions, right? So I think it's one of these games you really need to do the first part. That the
No, I would agree.
I
would say that doing the first half would make a lot more sense. Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna skip Fort Condor? We haven't seen it in the.
We have not. I would assume it'll still be there. Integrate had a Fort Condor mini game.
Exactly, yeah, because there was a mini game.
Yeah.
Do they really need to put it? I mean, yes, they do, because that's where you find a certain summoning.
Yep.
Which is including in the name, so you must know which one it is, right? Of course. But maybe they just keep it for another game.
Yeah, no, I would assume that you'll still visit Fort Condor along the way. That might have been some of the locations that we were looking at too, some of the mountainous ones. But I would assume we'll stop by Fort Condor, and hopefully they'll bring back the mini game, because that was actually a little bit fun, actually, oddly enough. I did actually really.